be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning? Surprise, surprise, surprise. But there's a lot of craziness that's going on, and I don't think people realize it's by design. Um, what do you mean? You know, people now are faced with all kinds of adversity going on in their life. Um, a lot of people are not happy with their jobs, not happy with, the life, the lifestyle that they live in. They're not happy with, the situation with their family, everything, the job. Then, and you compound all that stuff together and you got a lethal explosion, so and they keep us at each other. I saw where this white guy was driving a truck and going down the street that had a sinkhole in it. And a black guy jumped out and tried to stop him. And the white guy gave him the finger and kept on going and ran into the sinkhole. And actually had the nerve. The guy said, "Man, I tried to stop you." The white guy said, "Man, I don't get in. When I see a black guy, a black person like yourself in front of me, I'm not stopping." And he lost his truck total. You know, but it's that anger, and look how many people that are you know losing everything that they built in a fit of anger. You know, at the last minute. I mean, just snapping and and it's really not even worth it. That's the sad part. It's not even worth it. Who is this? Uh Malik, thank you for joining me. Katie, thank you for joining me. But no, seriously, man. And this why you got so many people snapping. Because ain't no place safe. And that's what I be trying to tell people. Ain't no place safe, man. No place safe. If we don't get out in front of this division and this anger and this if, we all are at risk. And that's the sad part about it. You know, we all are at risk. So um you can do what you please. And see, because the average person ain't gonna get on the front line to speak up, to stand up. They're not gonna do it. Okay? They'll you know criticize you, put you down for what you're doing, but they don't have the courage to do what you do. So don't worry about them. Don't even entertain them. Let them go. But if we don't get a handle on this situation, well, thank you very much. If we don't get a handle on this situation, man, it's only gonna get worse. Ain't gonna get no better. It's not getting any better. because people are afraid. You reap what you sow, and people are afraid to put positivity into the atmosphere, and so consequently all the negative energy is still there because people are afraid to show some positivity, to show some love, some compassion, some understanding. None of us are perfect, man. I'm not for everybody. Let me say that again. What's going on, New York? Look, thank you for joining me. Um, I'm not for everybody. I don't want to be for everybody. Now, let me say that again. I'm not for everybody, and I don't want to be for everybody. Okay, that's not my. What's going on? Uh, Strong foundation. My grandson is a jazz musician, so I have to like jazz. My grandson is one of the baddest trumpet players this world gonna ever see. So yeah, I like jazz music. Yeah. So, but anyway, that's this is the thing. See, because people got you don't know what a person is going through. At the end of the day, you have no idea what a person is experiencing. Like I just told the manager yesterday at this hotel. I said the average person, if somebody's in here on a consistent basis, okay, um, yeah, everybody's fighting a silent battle, man. Yes, they are, and some of them don't even have anybody they can turn to. That's the sad part. A lot of people don't have nobody that they can open up to, that they can talk to. So consequently, that anger and that frustration is just feeding off each other. And then the right moment comes, and bam, you got a chaotic situation. I mean, it's just crazy. It's crazy. And it ain't getting no better. That's the and see, and here's what the part that for 5 years I've been saying the same thing, man. Stop hating each other because you disagree. 5 years I've been saying that. And as you can see, hey Tanya, good morning. How you doing? Thank you for joining me. As you can see, I was right. I was right. And here I am 5 years later, still trying to get what everybody agree with some traction. Okay. And I could easily, be out here and say, man, the hell with them. They don't care. I don't care. I could adopt that attitude. Oh man, that people don't care. So why should I bother? They don't care. So I ain't no sense in me caring. And this is how people are treating it. Ain't nobody else doing it, so why should I do it? And it's just compounding the problem. I'm telling y'all, man. Look at the look at how difficult it is just to survive. Strong foundation says lonely sometimes when you're a man because we are emotional stable and keep emotions inside. Well, there's nothing wrong with keeping your emotions inside, but the problem comes when you start uh, um, just repeating something that you can't change, and that's the sad part. That's the sad part. You get into these cycles and you don't know how to get out. People and see you think about it, y'all. Who's really living the American dream? I mean, seriously, think about it. Who's cause you don't, you work hard, you purchase your house, you don't pay your taxes, you lose it, and how many families really okay, see, here's the problem. And that's because of lack of trust. People don't know how to trust no more. This is where the they don't know who to trust because everybody got an angle. I had a guy walk up to me yesterday and he said, "Man, you still say what's the truth today?" And I said, "The same thing it was yesterday. Say what you mean what you say. There's no lie in that." Okay? Uh Say trust is a hard thing. Well, it's hard when you don't trust yourself. It's hard. Yeah, trust is hard when you don't trust yourself. It is hard. But you got to learn how to trust you first. And the only way you can build trust in yourself is by making mistakes, learning from your mistakes. And that's what people don't want to do is make a mistake. So when you don't want to make a mistake, you don't want to learn. You don't want to learn. You want to manipulate the process the way you want it to be. But you ain't trying to get what the universe got for you. See, that's the only way you're gonna learn. And that's what people are afraid to make a mistake. They're afraid. They are absolutely afraid. And that's what's eating at the that's the erosion of the trust that we have among each other. And that's why we got a lot of the confusion because we don't know who to trust. See that joker that just popped up, that flash in the pan, tickling your ears. That's who you falling for. But somebody that's telling you like it is, that ain't pulling no punches. Oh no, I don't want you too raw. That you too raw. Yeah, I can't stomach, the rawness of what you putting out. And that's what we need, man. We need some people to get up here and speak the truth without being worried about who's offended. You see, and that's what's driving all of the stuff now is, if somebody's offended, then oh well, you shouldn't say that. If that's your problem. If it's the truth and you offended, that's your problem. That ain't my problem. I'm doing what God tell me to do. Man, I saw yesterday where, and see, that go to show you, I saw where Deion Sanders, was the stuff that he's dealing with. See, this what I'm talking about. Imagine, imagine if he didn't have the money that he got for the medical attention that he gets. Imagine what his life would be like. Imagine that. Okay. And see, if you listen to some of the medication, some of the side effects of some of that medication he taking. It tell you it can cause cancer. It can cause all this harm because he's under now a lot of medication he's got to take, and that medication don't make you better. It makes you worse. It makes you worse. It's just that simple. But and see and and think about it, man. You a man, and you have to tell the world that you have to wear a diaper because you can't control your bladder. Okay, your bladder is gone. So and you got to tell the world that. And what woman is gonna want to walk into that situation? I mean, think about that for a minute. Who want to walk into a situation? I don't care how much money you got, with your health being the way it is. Who wants to be burdened with that? And see, we don't think about stuff like that. Oh, yeah, all that, but who wants to be burdened with that? Who wants to live with that? And he ain't old either. He ain't old and was on top of the world. You know. But he's still giving God praise. You know, and only God knows his heart. Only God knows his heart. And you got so many people out here that, talk a good game, but they can't walk it. Let me tell y'all something. That rejection ain't no joke. Let me say that again. Rejection ain't no joke. You got to be built to be able to handle rejection. So see, the average person is gonna take rejection personally, as something against them. They're not gonna see it that, oh, this is the path that what you're dealing with, the adversity that you got is just the path that you on. If you was on a different path, you'd have a whole different set of adversity to deal with. It ain't personal. It's the path that you on. Okay? Because the minute you personalize it, it's when depression gonna set in. Anxiety is gonna set in. Okay? Second guessing is gonna set in. When you personalize it, can't personalize rejection. And you have to be strong built to be able to handle it. Because everybody can't handle rejection. Everybody can't handle no. Okay? Everybody can't handle no. And when you get on this road to success, you're gonna have a lot of no's. Okay. I am saying no issue with rejection here. But you got so many people that do, man. Everybody's not as strong as you. And at some point you had to grow to that position. You didn't start out there. And then you had to grow to this position of where you at now mentally. You didn't start there. So in a sense, it did bother you, but you were able to master. And see, a lot of people see, and that's what I'm talking about, the anger. All right. Um. Well. Uh, I am. It's always a work in progress, man. It's always a work in progress because at any given day, every day is different because you're gonna run into you're gonna run into different situations on a daily basis. You're not gonna keep running to the same thing, and you know, and see, you have to teach people how you want to be treated. Let me say it again. You have to teach people how you want to be treated. And sometimes that ain't pleasant. Sometimes that's not nice when you teaching people how you want to be treated. Okay. Sometimes you might have to cuss a mofo out and teach them how you want to be treated. All right. It's not glamorous. It can't be, you can't always be the nice guy. And that's what, and see, and that's how, because people come down to the White House and, especially, groups, and you can see that I'm sitting there, I'm playing my music, okay, got my microphone, um, and, they only come say, was, hey, sir, how you doing, sir? We got a protest going on. Uh, you know, this is what we're doing. They don't say nothing. So I just keep playing my music, and then people walk over. Excuse, can you turn the music down? No, I can't. And you gonna come down and not show me any kind of respect, and I'm supposed, but your sign say I ain't got nothing to do with my sign. I just disagree with how you approach. Ain't got nothing to do with the sign, nothing at all. And see, and that's what people want to always throw stuff back up in your face. About something that you said, but you said, yeah, yeah, I did. My sign do say that. But this ain't got nothing to do with it. And seeing somewhere along the way, hating and disagreement ain't the same. And that's why you want to point out my sign. Because you fall into that category of putting hate and disagreement to mean the same. And they don't. They don't. So, but if nobody ever stands up and say, stop this, then what's gonna change? What's gonna change? If you don't wanna get involved, what's gonna change? Think about it. If you don't wanna get involved, what's gonna change? Nothing. And we got too many people that don't wanna get involved. They got too many excuses. And it's time to get off the excuses right now. It's time to get off. And if you can't in 5 years determine if a person is good or bad, then why you upset? Because you don't know who's good and who's bad. Because that's the easy way. See, when you lump everybody together, that's the easy way. And see, like they got this video going around where these black folk jumping on it. They make it look like that some black folk are attacking, some white people for nothing. That's the way the video is depicted. But come to find out, the white guy slapped the black guy, and that's how the whole confrontation. But see, they didn't show you the slap. They just showed you the result of the slap, and people come to a conclusion. And see, and we all gonna come to some conclusions, one way or the other. And sometimes we're right, and sometimes we're wrong. But if you don't never be wrong, you ain't gonna never learn nothing. And you got too many people right now that are afraid to be wrong. And that's why the world is so screwed up. Because too many people are afraid to be wrong. Okay? And this is the problem. And they don't and the sad part about it is when somebody trying to tell you this, you don't want to listen to that. You don't want to listen, but somebody that come along and trick you, you know, bamboozle you, you'll fall for that flim flam. You'll fall for that in a heartbeat. But you can't see the stuff that's right in front of you. And you're wondering, how come stuff ain't working? And see, and that's another frustration that you got. A lot of people, man, their lives are just not working. Let me say that again. See, you got and this is across the board. This ain't no, this is everybody. Everybody is being touched right now. Everybody. I don't care who you are, how rich or how poor, man, you being affected some kind of way. Okay? And imagine if you don't have the resources to do the things that you need to do, the frustration that you're gonna be angry. You're gonna be angry. Uh, no, they ain't took my see, this is a classic example. Here it is. Now, um, at least I got the creativity. At least I looked the part. At least I look the part. You don't even look the part. And you up here throwing some stuff at me. How come you can't do the same thing? Because the system is telling you can't come out here and come up with a rags to riches story. You're not supposed to be able to do that. That's not you got to come out and get a job. Thank you, man. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. But see, most of us are not encouraged to be independent. We are encouraged to go to school, get a good education, to get a good job, to work for somebody. That's what and you're never gonna get rich working for other people. That's just the bottom line. They can't never you look at all of these athletes. Think about this, y'all. You got some of these athletes that's making 200, 300 million over X number. And do you know how you ever ask yourself, well, wait a minute, if they can pay these kind of salaries, what kind of money are they making? What kind of money are these owners making that they can have 5 and 600, 800 billion dollar payroll and don't go out of business? Don't go out of business. What kind of money you making if you can afford to pay that kind of money to 50, 60 guys? I mean, seriously. And we don't think about it like that. And let me tell you, a lot of people are being, hyped up about the Epstein files. See, what the Epstein files shows you, man, you got some people that are in some powerful positions that are bona fide freaks. That's all that's all that stuff is gonna show you. That's what Diddy's trial show you. Okay? They well, they pitting us because as long as they keep us divided, they can keep us distracted. And this is what people don't seem to realize. As long as they can keep you divided, they can keep you distracted. See, because they gonna pit each other, pit you against each other, and you ain't paying attention to what they doing because they got you there. You got you fighting each other. And that's it. See, a house divided can't stand. A country divided can't stand. And right now, America is falling apart from within. It's falling apart from within America. This country will at what we and listen, like it or not, one thing you can say, man, Trump is exposing a lot of stuff that's been going on behind closed doors. Okay, and he's exposing it. Now, you can say whatever you want to, but and he'll do and see a person like that will do more good in reverse than they will going forward. I'm serious, man. Trump gonna do more good in reverse than he will going forward. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Okay. But no, man, people got so much that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And, you know, this is why we're in the state that we in right now. Anyway, I just had to come on here, man. I've been I guess I kind of I'm a little exhausted. I'm exhausted, frustrated, um, because I can't seem to get the combination to get people to embrace what I'm saying. I haven't found the combination. What's going on? Thank you. Hey, Nicole. Thank you for joining me. Um, and I mean, because who don't want to who don't want to manifest a dream? See, people get on here be talking all that talk, but don't want to come up with a rags to riches idea. Who don't want that? Everybody want, and see, everybody want the bag, and a lot of people go at it legitimately, and a lot of people will cheat to try to get the bag. They'll cheat, and I'm just saying, why not try to do it the right way, and then if it worked, fine. If it don't work, you ain't got to be looking over your shoulder. All right. To keep pushing is coming. Been following me since Periscope. Man, I miss Periscope, boy. I miss Periscope. I miss Periscope, boy. I tell you, uh, that was an experience because I had three phones that I would go live on with Periscope. Uh, and it was crazy, man. Periscope. See, that's what Elon Musk should bring back. He should bring back Periscope. It should, and if you don't bring back Periscope, then why not put a talk button on Twitter? Where people can talk to each other. Um, uh, man, we in August already, y'all. Friday is August 1st. Friday, and look like we just got into July. And look how fast this month done passed, man. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. And that's how fast time is moving now. So you don't have a lot of time to be playing around, to be joking around, and because um, you don't know when that day is that your time is up. You know, you don't know. And uh look at the guy that was on Cosby, Malcolm Jamal Warner. And you go on vacation, Costa Rica. You going to have you think he didn't go down there and had plans coming back? I mean, think about it. You think when he went to Costa Rica that he didn't have plans of things that he was gonna do when he got back and didn't get back, you know? So you can take things for granted if you want to, but there's no guarantee. Uh yeah. My daughter is like, how come you ain't tell me? Did you know? I said, yeah, I grew up on him. I said, yeah, I didn't think about it like that though. You know, um, but again, man, settle down a little bit, y'all. And I'm talking to myself too as well, because there are moments that people rub me the wrong way. Because I told you I ain't for everybody. And I'm good with that. I'm good with not being for everybody. I'm good for that. That don't bother me. I'm not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. I'm sorry. I'm special. I'm set aside. I'm not for everybody. I don't care, how pretty you are, how fine your body is. That's not. It's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than that. Yeah. See, and that's one of the things that you take Dion for example. You know, how do you go into a relationship where a person has some physical challenges, and and you still do when you got a man that's got to wear a diaper, and the world knows he wearing a diaper because he can't control his bladder. I mean, think about that for a minute, man. Think about that for a minute, okay? Morgan say, you can't wait till the world end. Well, the question is, where you gonna be when the dust settle? That's the $1 million question. Where you gonna be when the dust settle? See, a lot of people don't think that, you know, they're gonna be held accountable. for what they did or did not do. A lot of people don't think that they're going to be held accountable for that. You know, that they can come out here and willy-nilly live like they want to, do what they want to, and there's no ramification, and that's not true. Uh, um, Morgan said he can't wait till his savior to come. I'm not in a hurry for my savior to come. I got some. I got a few things I'm trying to work out right now. Wait, Lord, don't come yet. Wait a second. Wait a little while longer. I got a few more things because see, I know when you come back, boy, stuff gonna be turned upside down. No, let me give me a little time, Lord. Give me a little time before you come back, you know. And see, and if you living the way you supposed to be living, you ain't got to worry about what's going on. Okay. All right. If you living the way you should be living, whether God come back or not, it ain't no big deal for you because you doing what you supposed to do. And then you got a lot of people running around talking about we in the last days. Well, if you living the way you supposed to be living, the end will take care of itself. You ain't got to worry about that. And you got so many people focused on the end that they miss living because they too focused on the end time, and won't speak to their cousin, won't speak to their family. But they gonna tell you about, we in the last days. Come on, man. Come on. I keep telling y'all, if good people of all races were not afraid of other good people, we could turn this madness around overnight. But right now, good people are afraid of other good people. Well, well, um, but how you watching though? Are you watching on the sideline or are you watching in the field? And I would submit, Morgan, that you got more people watching from the sideline than you do that's out in the field. That's what I would submit, that more people are watching. Christians are watching for Christ to come back from the sidelines. They're not out in the field working. They're not out creating disciples. No, they sitting on the sidelines, man, playing it safe. And this is the problem right now. Too many people want to play it safe. Don't nobody want to get their hands dirty. Don't nobody want to make a sacrifice. Don't nobody want to be committed. If it's not easy, if it don't come, and then they don't have the time. And that's not the way it should be. Okay. All right. I didn't come on here to be on here this long, but I'm just, you never know what a person is going through, man. You don't know what a person is. And on top of that, like here in DC, let me see how hot it is right now. It's gonna be 95 degrees today. Okay. Let me see how hot it is. Right now, it is 79 degrees, 8 o'clock. We're at 80 degrees. It's gonna get up to 95 today. Okay. All right. It's going to get up to 95 degrees today, 94 tomorrow, 92 Thursday. And then we're going to drop down to 79, 80, 80, and let's get back to the 80s. But for the next 3 days, we're going to be over, the temperature is going to be over 90 degrees. And now add some frustration on top of that. And add that you ain't got no money and you hungry and they cutting out programs where you used to be able to go and get some lunch. You can't do that no more because the program been cut. So now what you gonna do? And some people yeah, I'll be back later. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all today what it looked like down at the White House. Because tourism is down in DC. Tourism is down across America. For real, for real. A lot of people are not coming to America. And unfortunately, Americans are not making up that tourism dollar that we're missing from overseas. Because a lot of people can't get visas to get in town, to get into the country. See, this immigration thing is hurting a lot of tourism is really is decimating tourism. This whole homeland security immigration thing, man, is decimating tourism. And a lot of people are depending on those tourist dollars. Okay. Yes, it's humid here too. And the sad part about it is, see, the thing about DC is when it's hot like this and it starts raining, that's the time you go inside. Because all that rain is gonna do is just make it more humid. I mean, literally, you see steam coming up from the street. That's how hot it is. That you see when rain come and steam is just coming up from the street. That's humidity, man. And you ain't got no air conditioning. You ain't got no relief. What you think that's gonna do to you mentally? Now you see why people are snapping. Life ain't easy in America, man. That's why you got so many people right now that are going overseas because they can't live the American dream in America. So they go overseas, they take their dollars and go overseas. See, if we really wanted to get to the bottom of immigration, most of them people that are coming to this country illegally to work are coming here to send money back home. Let me say that again. See, most of the illegal immigrants that you got in America are coming here to find work so they can send money back home. So if you really want to have an impact on immigration, then why don't you impact on what a person can send back to their country? See, if you take that motivation out, that you ain't gonna be able to come over here and be able to wire all this money back to your country, to your family, then you don't have a need to be coming back to America. And that's what most of them are coming here to do is to get money that they can send back home. Take away that incentive, then you gonna take away the desire. Wait a minute, if I can't come over there and work illegally and send money back home, ain't no sense in me going. What am I going to America for? And that's what they got to do. If they want to address the problem, address how much money you can send back to your country. That's where we need to start with this immigration. And you see a big dip. Because that's all they doing, man, is coming over here working to send money back home. That's why they can stay, live, you know, 10 and 12 people in a house. Because they're all saving. They're all saving. But anyway, that's just my little way of thinking. Okay. All right, y'all. Man, enjoy the day. This is gonna be a great day today. Um, every day that you're above ground is a good day because you can do something. You got a chance to do something about your situation. Okay. And the main thing is don't panic. Whatever you're going through, don't panic. Don't panic. That's one bit of advice that I've learned with the experience that I've been experiencing these last couple years is, man, don't panic. You gonna go through some stuff. You're gonna go through some stuff. Just don't wallow in it. You know, don't stop. And yeah, you're gonna have moments where you gonna feel like giving up. You're gonna feel like quitting. You're gonna have them moments. And those are the moments that you have to suck it up and say, man, I got my butt kicked today, and come back for another round. That's how you have to deal with that. Okay. All right. So I see y'all. Have a great day.